welcome back to my channel. You're here already. So today's video is going to be about my workout and food routine. It has been asked by one of you, so let's get into it. So the reason why I have been very consistent with working out is because of my why, and it's the same for my food. So I go to the gym because of my mental health and because it just makes me feel strong. It makes me a better person, a better human being, a better wife. I just feel so much like a better version of myself after I worked out. And also the gym is so reliable. Like, you're never gonna call the gym and it's not gonna be available. You know, you just know that it's one place where you go, it's always gonna be there, and you are always gonna feel so amazing when you leave. So for me, it's a no-brainer. It's like this thing that, you know, I can never have a shitty day if I worked out that day. Like, no matter what happens. Working out makes me a happier, makes me a stronger, and it just makes me happier and enjoy my day-to-day life more. So if I can live my life, you know, in an okay level, and just working out makes me live my life in an excellent level where I feel so good, or at least better, like, why the hell would I not? Like, why would I not do that for myself? Because at the end of the day, a better day is a better life. Why do I not want to live as happy as I can? So life has different seasons. You know, at some point working out helped me with my mental health, with like kind of addictive behaviors, whatever type of addiction that could be, or even to help me with laziness. It even helped me manage my levels of tiredness. It also helps me spend my time wisely. So while I'm at the gym and I'm working out, I'm not online shopping, for example. So it's just like you have the 24 hours in a day anyways, you have this time. So if you choose the gym, by definition, you are renouncing doing something else. So for example, you know, going out for drinks, or going, as I said, online shopping, or whatever else it is. I find that it's a great, you know, use of my time. Sometimes when I really don't feel like working out, I say to myself, okay, let's go so I can watch my favorite YouTuber video, or I'm gonna go to the gym so I can, you know, listen to this podcast I love listening to. And so sometimes I feel I can use it as a treat, even if it's just use the treadmill. But you know, I say to myself, okay, if I do this, then maybe I can watch on Netflix tonight. And yeah, it's also a way that I motivate myself to get there. And because of that, the gym takes a lot of time out of my life. And so because of that, sometimes I really don't have the time to, as I said, do online shopping. Sometimes I don't even have time. Sometimes you hear that saying where rich people don't even have time to spend their money because they're so busy, they don't have time to spend their money. And I find that's such a great way to not have time to spend your money if that's one of your goals, because you're at the gym and, you know, investing in yourself. So you might be wondering, what is the best activity for you to work out for longevity as well? Because it is something that I take into consideration. So the best activity for you in order to work out is an activity that you can do in your everyday life, and that's very easy for you to incorporate into your schedule. And it's also an activity that you can do even until you are 100 years old. So that can be walking, of course. Walking is a great way for you to start exercising. You just have to walk for, let's say, an hour. And you have to walk fast enough that at some point, at least, maybe not the whole walk, but at some point you start sweating and your heartbeat goes faster. That's basically what you have to think about. The way that I do it, for example, let's take today. Today is a weekend. I try to walk as much as possible on weekends. And so I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna walk to the farmer's market. So I walked there, I bought the stuff, I walked back. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna walk to the coffee shop. Well, I could totally drive there, but I'm just gonna walk. So I did that. And so just by doing these two little things and, choosing to walk instead of driving somewhere, I just got my steps in. The second thing is running. I know running is on trend right now. Everybody's running. I am not a runner and I don't push you to run. Running ages you. It's something that you have to have into consideration. So I personally prefer cycling. I think that over a long period of time, because I'm also thinking about longevity. I don't want just you to, look amazing today and then have an issue down the line. It's about longevity as well and live healthy as long as possible, as well as looking your best. And so I believe cycling is so much more soft on your joints. And so cycling is a really great activity for you to consider. And the other one, of course, is swimming, which I do sometimes, but not so often. But it's a really great activity for you, again, for longevity. So if you can do that, go for it. And it's not going to damage your joints or make you age. And some daily tips that I do, but I need to remember because I need a reminder. So some daily tips as well that you can do that I do and I forget sometimes is avoid elevator and take the stairs. Sometimes when I go to the gym, I jump into the elevator and then I remember these tips of mine and I'm like, why don't I just take the stairs? So it's good to remember that. So just go for the stairs if you can and walk in places you would normally drive to. I'm assuming during the week you are busy, right? So maybe during weekends could be a good way for you to get the steps in. And also work out all of your muscles and not just a body part. So enough of these general tips, and I'm gonna get into my workout routine. So my workout routine, spoiler alert, I don't have any. I have rules that I go by, but I don't have a set schedule. Let me get into this. I work out on average 4.5-5 times a week. And the way I do that is I go to the gym and on top of the walking that we touched on earlier, and I'm going to do weight classes. So what I am going to focus on is as many weight classes as possible in a week. Usually it's 2 or 3, that's ideal. And if I can get that done, amazing. The other classes would be Pilates. I love these classes as well. I think they're really great. Yoga as well. I do that once a week. And then I try to incorporate one cardio session. So this could be dance, it could be boxing, and it could also be cycling, like I mentioned earlier. So the key is to have fun with it. I always check in with my body first, so it depends, if it's that time of the month, maybe I'm not gonna do a weight class that day. And I check in with my body and I check in and I'm like, what's the reason that, I have resistance towards that weight class, for example, because I do have that. And if I just don't feel like it, I still go, because every time I did that, I left the class feeling amazing. But if I feel sore and I am in pain, then I just go to a more gentle class. It could even be yin yoga or a stretching class. Something that, just makes you move your body, and so you can still listen to your body. You don't have to go crazy all the time towards the weights. But I have to say, during COVID, I did only low impact workouts for about 3 years, and I regret that because I should have kept weights. I can really see a huge difference this year. I have focused on weights more, and I can't tell you the amount of results that I can see. I feel so much more vitality, and I feel like I'm back to my 20s, because I used to do weights before COVID, so in my 20s, and I really recommend you to get back into high intensity as well as low intensity workouts. I also do sauna at least once a week and sound bath. Usually I try to do it once a week. Sometimes I adapt it on, the season, how I'm feeling, and I try to incorporate sound bath meditation, which I have in my gym. I go to Equinox, and I love it for that. So that for me is really to take time to think about my life, think about my goals, think about how I spend my time, strategize. Sometimes it's also about not thinking at all and just reducing my stress levels, because that's so important. And so for me, having this idea of, okay, that's what I want to work at, I'm just give you an example of my usual schedule weekly. So usually Mondays are weight classes. When I do a weight class, I work out, I do butt classes, so lower body, as well as upper body. I would highly recommend you to work out your upper body. It is so important to do weights on my arms. I cannot tell you the results that I have seen. My arms were so much toned, and I have even friends, when I was in France a couple of months ago, I saw my friends that I hadn't seen in 6 months, and they told me, oh, your arms look so toned. And I do heavy weights on my arms. I do 15, and you can see I don't have huge arms. So I highly recommend you not to forget about your upper body. Also, when you do the weights like this, it really defines the abs as well. So I highly recommend you to please work out your upper body as well as your legs, which legs are very important, butt classes and all of that. But don't forget about your upper body. You will thank me. So regarding my schedule, to be a bit more specific, on Monday, I'm going to do a weight class. So let's say Monday is going to be upper body. Tuesday is going to be Pilates. Wednesday off, just because I have other things in my schedule. Thursday is going to be, if I feel good, I'm going to do a lower body class. And then Friday is going to be maybe a vinyasa, yoga, or yin class if, it's that time of the month. And let's say Saturday, I'm going to do a boxing class because I feel like I want to be boxing, or I feel like I want to be dancing and laugh for an hour. Then I'm going to do that. It really depends on what's on my schedule after. If I want to be highly energized, I'm going to just pick. Or cycling is very energizing as well. And then on Sunday is going to be sauna, steam room, sound bath meditation, things like that. So life is busy. We don't all have the same schedule. I don't have kids yet. I know that not everyone can do that. I'm just giving you what works for me. And hopefully it can help, and you can find a few nuggets here and there that can help you. So that's just to give you an overall idea of what my goal is and what my priorities are. But of course, sometimes I just go to the gym twice a week or 3 times a week. So my philosophy is not to hold grudges against myself and think, oh, I haven't worked out, for 3 days because I was traveling or whatever the reason is, or because I was busy or because I was lazy. I don't want to even remember the past. So basically the past is dead to me. And I just focus about, I want to work out today. And that's a mindset that really, really helped me, because when I forget about the past, I don't hold these grudges, and I'm not like, oh, I haven't worked out in a week anyways. What's the point of working out today? Like, there's always a point of working out today. And I see every single workout like a single investment into my health, into my future, and into how I'm going to feel today. So I'm gonna see the results today, and so that nobody can take it away from me. So even if I didn't work out for a week, nobody's gonna take away from me the 5 years I worked out before, or the workouts that I did before that. So I think that it's really great to just have that mindset of, okay, I wanna work out today. It doesn't matter if you didn't work out in 2 years. Nobody cares. You can even forget about it and just, think about working out today. So in the past couple of years, I had a few changes to my schedule, different projects going on. And so I kind of played around about how to prioritize the gym in my life, because we all, I believe, don't have enough time in our days to do everything that we want to do, right? So I played around, and that's what's been working for me lately. So my number one priority is my work. Okay, Number 2 is going to be my projects or seminars or classes. I always make sure that I'm educating myself, and so that's also a priority. So let's say if after work I have a class to go to for 2 or 3 hours, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to work out that day unless I wake up super early. But if I had a class the night before and I came home at 10 or 11 p.m., then my other priority is sleep. So it's like I prioritize sleep, I prioritize work, and then I prioritize projects, and then I prioritize the gym. So it's very high. It's like in my top 3. And like this, it works because then you make sure you get paid because, you keep your job. So that's cool. You also work towards what it is that you want to do. And you also have your health. So I think it's very important to play around with that. For example, if let's say I need to, do some errands, or if I need to take care of the house or whatever, I think the grocery shopping is still gonna be a high priority as well. But the gym, if I can do that later, the gym is gonna be the number 1 priority. So I hope this helps you in terms of priority. I think that's a really good way to, take decisions. And in that sense, if, I have a socializing opportunity that comes up, a friend wants to meet up and catch coffee, then I'm gonna say to my friend, hey, let's go for a workout together, and then we can book a Pilates class and have coffee after, for example. But I very rarely am going to cancel a class to do other things because my gym and workout is very high in my priority. So if I can have everything together, my friend and my workout, great. If not, I need to get the workout done in a way. So I'm just saying this, hoping that it helps. Of course, there's always exceptions. That's not something that, I think there's always exceptions, obviously. In that case, maybe I'm gonna go for a walk with my friend to the coffee shop, or I'm gonna walk to the coffee shop to see my friend. But I find that these things really helped to keep myself accountable in the long run, because I'm not talking to you about working out for 3 weeks so you look good. I'm talking to you about working out for the rest of your life so you can live as longer and as healthier as possible. Another thing that I want to touch on this video is the advantages of working out in a gym, especially a gym that has classes. That's where I go to. And hear me out. I understand that not everybody has the same, let's say, budget, or not everybody has the same time and availability and life, and I understand, but I still want to touch on the benefits of working out in a gym for me that I have observed over the years. Number 1, depending on your gym, I am at Equinox, but depending on your gym, and most of the gym it's to get in a room full of people that work out. Sometimes I don't feel like it, and I get to Equinox and I arrive and it's packed of people that are working out like crazy, that look good, like everybody is so energized, and all of a sudden it picks me up, whatever, even if I didn't feel like it. The other day, it was a Friday at 5:30 p.m. where people get dressed to go to a restaurant, right? I was thinking, but why am I even going to the gym? It's so late, now the time changed in LA, so at 5 p.m. it's already pitch dark, and it was 5:30, and I entered the yoga class, and it was packed of people just like me that just wanted to work out and feel good, for the weekend, and it just made me feel so good with myself because, just prior to that, I was wondering, like, why am I doing this? So that really helps so much. It's so amazing, because more people, more energy, and, people are there to work out at the end of the day, so it's good energy. The other point and the advantage of working out in a gym, in a class, is when you look at a coach, to do your movements, it's a full hour of your life where you do not look at a screen. So most of us, we already look at a screen for work, we look at a screen for projects, we look at our phone all day long. So just that 1 hour where my phone is in the locker room. That's why I don't post that much when I go to the gym, because my phone is in the locker room. And just, seeing human beings around you and following, an instructor in real life, I just think that it is an amazing thing. And just for mental health benefits, I think it's just great to go to a class, just for that. For me, being in a nice environment is super important, and it really motivates me to get there. So that's why I chose Equinox, because it's super clean. And so a nice environment is really important for me, and that's what pushes me to go again and again and again. I know if it was not the case, I would not go because I've tried it before. And so that's something that I am sensitive to. So if you're sensitive to that as well, so at least it makes you realize it. It's also cool to look at yourself in the mirror for 45 minutes. That's why I make an effort when I go to the gym, to maybe brush my hair, put a tinted cream or something, and, brush my brows. And because at the end of the day, I'm going to be looking at myself in the mirror for 45 minutes. And I did realize during COVID that I think I didn't look at myself in the mirror for like a year or so, and then I was like, I was looking, I was like, what happened? Like, what just happened to me? Working from home was such a ride for me, not like the best ride, to be honest. So I just think that it's cool to have that moment where, you can look at yourself and see yourself. So now let's talk about the food. Number one mindset thing that changed a lot for me lately, and it's always a good reminder, to be honest. I'm reminding myself right now for everything I'm telling you. I'm also reminding myself is it's okay. So if you live with a partner, if you have flatmates, if you have a husband, I remind myself that it's okay to eat differently than my partner. It's okay to eat different foods, and it's okay to just have, completely different plates and different quantities as well, because I did realize over the years that I started eating more quantity without even being more hungry. I think it was just this mirroring thing where I would pour in a plate, I would pour the same to myself, and at the end of the day, I'm not a man, I don't need the exact same amount of calories, I don't need to eat the same things, everyone is different. I'm Mediterranean, I'm Tunisian, I'm French. There is some things that are just different. My ancestor would eat differently, so I just remind myself it's okay to eat differently, than if you live with your parents, for example, you can eat differently as well. So I think it's an important reminder. Another point is not drinking cocktails, not drinking anything else than water, hot water, water with lemon, water with cinnamon, and that's pretty much it, or sparkling water. That's the only thing I drink, as well as coffee, matcha, no cocktails, no alcohol of any sorts at all. That's a great thing to do. I highly recommend for longevity, for appearance, for health, for time, for having your time, because most of the time drinking impacts the following days as well. So it's a very great thing that I highly, highly, highly recommend you. Another point is, like, you don't want to do grocery shopping when you are hungry. You don't want to start cooking food when you're already hungry. So I make sure to meal prep. Usually I do that on Saturday or on Sunday. So most of the time I'm gonna grocery shop one day. So let's say it's Saturday, and I'm gonna meal prep the following day. So I'm not like over it, and I meal prep on Sunday. And so I always make sure to have food ready to go. So I'm gonna cut my vegetables, put them in the oven, I have a rice cooker, and just like meal prep. There is some recipes that are my go-to recipes. One of them is a stuffed mushroom. It's a very healthy recipe with walnut instead of breaded stuff. I can link it into my description below. Let me know if you want it. Another one is shakshuka. It's a Tunisian dish that is very, very popular. I love doing that. It's with eggs. It's great. I love it. Another one is I cook an Iranian dish for my husband. that I'm gonna do. And something else is I always make sure to have salata tunsia for my Tunisian followers or salad shirazi in the fridge. So it is basically onions, cucumbers and tomatoes cut in very small pieces all together. And I have a vinaigrette that I make myself. I can put the link as well. I'm thinking, is there a link? Let me know if you want the recipe. I can make it in my next video. I always have that in the fridge. It's always ready to go. It lasts for 1, 2, maybe 3 days. And it's always like a side. You know, instead of having a whole rice, I'm just gonna put a bit of the salad, a bit of the rice, and a bit of something else. For example, right, the other day I was eating my meal prep and I knew I was not gonna have anything for later, so while I was eating, I was boiling the water and boiling lentils. And so when I came home after work, I was starving, and instead of, you know, eating something else, I looked at the stove and the lentil was already ready. So I just poured some olive oil, a bit of salt, and I ate that, and it was really, really helpful and very quick. And it's great to make sure that, you know, you are gonna have cravings and you're not gonna be super hungry. So, and sometimes when I open the fridge, I stop and I ask myself, why am I opening this fridge right now? Am I hungry? Or am I bored? Or am I stressed? Or do I just want to chew something? You know, sometimes I just want to chew something. It can be anything. It can be chocolate, it can be carrots. And if I just feel like I want to chew something or I'm bored or something like that, I have carrots ready to go. I just take the whole box and I can eat the whole box if I want to. But you know, sometimes just pausing for a minute and thinking can help, you know, redirect that energy and redirect that action I was gonna make. And you know, instead of reaching for, let's say, I don't know, the cheese, I'm gonna reach for the carrots. So some snacks that I love reaching to are like carrots, like I just mentioned, as well as berries, skyr, yogurt, dates, walnut, olives. Hey, welcome.
There you go. Great time.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Which one is mine? Is it the big one? So that's part of the exception. I'm gonna probably have a scone today, Sunday, and because we made it through this video, it's gonna be a scone, but it's not like for my everyday schedule, everyday life. And so yeah, olives, walnuts. Something that I love if you're addicted to sugar, if you love sugar, believe me with this one, just put some hot water in and cinnamon sticks, and you will see if you leave them long enough, even if it's 1 hour, who cares? I always do it and leave it over there. And the longer you leave it, and the sweeter it becomes. It becomes so, so sweet, and it's so good if you love sugar and sweet, because also avoiding sugar is so important. That's also why avoiding alcohol is so important. And my last tips, I think this video might become 2 videos because that's a lot of information. So here are my weight loss tips. I'm gonna show you my weight loss journey on the screen. So here are some weight loss that worked so well for me. Basically, to lose weight is about being very meticulous and aware of what you are putting into your body. It's more about food than working out, let's be honest. If you want to lose weight, don't just work out, because it's really about food. That's why in this video, I put these 2 topics together. Number 1, eating at home as often as possible. Like, don't eat out if you can. If you really can, that's why the grocery shopping is non-negotiable. It's so important to always have groceries ready around the house. I like a Mediterranean diet, you know. I like to have an avocado, I add some cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is a great snack as well. And I'm eating it and I'm happy. So, meal prep, of course, like we mentioned earlier. Getting my lunch for the office. Right now, I'm super happy because my office is so close to home that I can go during lunch. So just getting when I used to have an office that was far away, I remember taking with me 1 avocado, 1 lemon, 1 tomato, and 1 tuna can, putting it in my bag. And then I would just cut everything and make it my lunch. So just to give you an idea. And also, I think that working out, even if you have to work out less, but you work out more strategically. So prioritize weight. It's super, super important. So I would say, even if you go to the gym only 2 times, but the 2 times are weights, I think it's better than doing it more, but it's not weight, if that makes any sense. I've just seen that in so many years doing only low impact workout and then switching to weights, the difference I've seen in my body is unbelievable, and I feel like I kind of wasted my time all this time just doing low intensity. Also, doing classes at the gym is so great for your heart rate, because there is a rhythm, for 45 minutes, and so it's challenging you, and I think that it's really great for heart health. So another tip, never leave your house without eating or drinking, even if you are going to a coffee shop or to a restaurant or to a brunch. I know it sounds strange because, but I refuse to nourish my body outside out of necessity. So I will always eat before, even if I have some of that tunisia salad that I mentioned, or the Shirazi salad, with an egg, for example, and like a coffee at home. So by the time I go and eat outside, you never know, maybe your friend is gonna be late, or maybe the restaurant is gonna be okay, oh, we didn't take the reservation, you need to go to another restaurant. Like, you just never know what's gonna happen, and you never wanna starve outside, because that's gonna make you take wrong choices and take wrong decision in what you're going to order. And so I love doing that. My food choices on the menu, they become very different. I'm just more chill, and I'm just enjoying the moment, and I'm not like just starving and eating everything in 5 minutes. And also, for example, if I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'm not gonna eat the whole box of tortilla, which I used to do just because I'm starving right now. If I had an egg before, a yogurt or whatever, just before leaving my house, I'm more chill and relaxed, and I'm enjoying the moment, which is what it's all about at the end of the day. And avoid fried food outside, no matter what. So that's another thing that I've been very consistent with, is avoiding fried food outside, even inside, but like outside is more important because they use bad oils. If you order salads, always ask for the dressing on the side, always ask what type of oil they're using. But if you're on holiday, for example, something that helped me when I was in south of France is always having very comfortable trainers or shoes so you can walk around everywhere non-stop. And taking stairs and all of that. And then what I would order would be avocado toast, egg toast, shakshuka, salad with a dressing on the side, and that really helped me, keeping it all together during my holiday and feeling my best, because at the end of the day, what I want is to feel my best. So I can have the ice cream, but maybe I'm not gonna have 2 ice cream in a day, or like an ice cream every day. I'm gonna pick and choose where it's going to be like the best, amazing ice cream that I love at the best time of the day. I think I've done it. I think it's done. So I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you want to see next. Bye.